Some cars are built to be tools, others are built to be symbols, and then there are those that accidentally become legends. The Nissan Silvia belongs to that last group. It wasn't the most powerful or the most expensive or even the fastest, but it became one of the most influential cars in Japanese automotive history. A machine that changed drift culture forever. The story of the Silvia begins in a very different time. In the early 1960s, Nissan was growing fast, but it didn't yet have a car that represented elegance and modernity. Japan was recovering after the war, and most cars were simple, utilitarian machines. But the country was starting to look toward Europe, to those small, stylish coupes that combined design and performance. And Nissan wanted one of its own. So in 1964, the Nissan Silvia CSP 311 was born. A compact coupe with clean lines, balanced proportions, and a distinctly European influence. It was designed by Albrecht von Goertz, the same man who helped design the BMW 507. The Silvia was hand-built, almost like a piece of art. Only about 550 units were ever made. Under the hood, it had a 1.6-liter engine producing just 96 horsepower, enough to reach around 165 kilometers per hour, or 102 miles per hour. Not much by today's standards, but in the 1960s it was impressive. Even the Japanese police used it as a patrol car, which says a lot about its performance. The Silvia wasn't about numbers. It was about balance, style, and emotion. In 1975, the story evolved with the first model to carry the now famous S, the Nissan S10. In Japan, it came with a 1.8-liter engine, while in the US it was sold as the Datsun 200SX with a 2.0-liter under the hood. It was simple, light, and rear-wheel drive, a formula that would define the Silvia name for decades to come. Then came the real turning point. The S110 launched in 1979. At first glance, it looked like a typical late 70s coupe, but Nissan had something special up its sleeve. The 240 RS. Built for the Group B rally era, this version was a monster. A 2.4-liter, naturally aspirated four-cylinder that produced 237 horsepower in street form and well over 500 horsepower in race trim. It weighed less than a ton, handled like a dream, and was built in a limited run of just 200 units. The 240 RS proved that Nissan could compete with the best rally cars in the world, and that the Silvia name was something to respect. In 1984, the S12 arrived, and with it, a new design language. Sharp lines, pop-up headlights, and that unmistakable 80s character. Some said it looked too much like the Toyota AE86, but the Silvia had its own identity. This time, Nissan wanted something that people could drive every day. A car that was quick, light, and fun, but not intimidating. The turbo versions hinted at the potential that was about to explode in the next generation. Then, in 1988, everything changed. The S13 arrived, and with it, a revolution. Perfect proportions, clean design, lightweight chassis, and incredible handling. It was the perfect balance between power, control, and emotion. In Japan, the S13 was powered by the legendary SR20DET, a turbocharged 2.0-liter engine capable of reaching 250 horsepower with just a few upgrades. S14, a more mature evolution of the formula. It was longer, wider, and more stable at high speeds. There were two versions, the Zenki, with smooth, rounded lines, and the Kuki, sharper and more aggressive. In Japan, the SR20DET remained the beating heart of the car, while other regions received less powerful engines. Still, the S14 became one of the most beloved drift platforms ever built, balanced, predictable, and endlessly rewarding to drive. Then, in 1999, came the final chapter, the S15. the most refined, most advanced, and arguably the most beautiful Silvia ever made. Lower, sleeker, and more aerodynamic than ever, with sharper headlights and a body that looked ready to attack the road. Under the hood, the SR20D ET now delivered up to 250 horsepower, paired with a 6-speed manual gearbox, the first in Silvia history. Everything about it felt precise. The throttle response, the steering, the chassis balance. It all worked in harmony, but it was also the end of an era. The S15 was sold only in Japan, Australia, and New Zealand, and production ended in 2002. No more Silvias after that. The S15 gained worldwide fame thanks to its appearance in Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, where it became known as the Mona Lisa, the car that defined JDM cool. Its sleek looks and raw driving feel turned it into an icon. And today, 2 decades later, it's more desirable than ever. Every S13, S14, or S15 still running keeps that legacy alive. Each one is a reminder of a time when driving was pure, when it was about the connection between the driver, the engine, and the road. The Silvia never needed driving modes, touchscreens, or electronic tricks. It just needed a good chassis, a turbocharged engine, and a driver brave enough to push it sideways. That's why it remains one of the most beloved Japanese cars of all time. Many fans still dream of a comeback, maybe a Silvia S16 reimagined for a new era. Whether it's electric, hybrid, or something else, what truly matters is that it keeps the same spirit, simplicity, balance, and passion. Until that day comes, the Silvia lives on, in every drift event, in every late-night tuning garage, and in the hearts of the people who grew up watching it dance through corners. So tell me, which one is your favorite? The raw and balanced S13, the elegant and capable S14, or the sharp and iconic S15? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to tell me which car you'd like to see next here on SafaricarNews. Because the Silvia wasn't just a car, it was a statement, a love letter to driving. And that is something the world will never forget.